Hello and good afternoon. My name is Allan. I'm the Mind Alchemist. This week, while working with some clients, I asked them, what are the triggers? What are the triggers that cause you to overeat? And I had a nice list. I got 7 really good ones, which, even without hypnosis, if you want to use them to tap on, they may be applicable to you. So if you have never tapped before, there's plenty of resources on YouTube on how to tap. But for today, I just want you to do what I do, say what I say, and whether you use the right hand, left hand, both hands, or even skip some points, it doesn't really matter. It still works. So if you have some eating issues, if you have some feelings around eatings that you're out of control, or that you binge eat or something like that, maybe you want to take a number from 0 to 10 to identify how strong that sensation is. And then afterwards, you could do some tapping and come and revisit it and see if that number has gone down. If my words are not appropriate for whatever reason, use your own words. Just stop the video. If I trigger something, you could always stop or write it down and get back to it at a different time or even at the end of this video. So the first one that I wanted to talk about was buffets. Do buffets trigger you? And a buffet could be something like you're on a cruise ship, they have all you could eat, and for some reason you need to eat it all. You can't just let it go. So whenever you go to a buffet or to a restaurant, if it's on your plate, you want to eat all of it. The second thing that may trigger you is family events. Family events are great. They could also be very stressful for some people. Sometimes they're chaotic, sometimes they're a great amount of fun. But depending on who you are and what your situation is, when you get together with those people, they might set you off. A third one may be social situations. So in social situations, for example, when you're with people, they're all drinking, even though you shouldn't drink that much, or you know that wine or something else, beer, bloats you, makes you fat. You just feel that you want to fit in, so you consume with no reason, no appetite, no desire. What else? When it's free, when things are free, do you want to eat more than you have to because someone else paid for it? It's a party, steak, salads, exotic fruit, I don't know, lobster. Someone else paid for it. There's no way you can't eat it. You're at a wedding, someone paid for all that food. Whether out of guilt or shame, it'd be wrong to throw out that meat, that food that someone else paid for. So whether someone paid for it and you have to eat it, someone paid for it, you don't want to eat it, we'll tap on that as well. Then another one that was mentioned was the need to experience everything, which could kind of fall into the buffet thing. If you go to a buffet, why call it a buffet thing? You go to a buffet, or you have desserts available, or you've never tried that food before. You just want to try a little bit of everything because you have to try and experience everything. If it works for you, great. But if you're trying everything all the time, it may not be very good for you in some ways. And so you could tap it out and let it go. Another one is eating to fit in. So yesterday I went for lunch with some friends. I noticed someone that I like very much who never drinks because everyone else was drinking, started to drink because she wanted to fit in. It might not be right or appropriate, whether it's drinking or eating, but I know when I go to a party and all this food has been prepared for me, And I just want to fit in. So when everyone else gets up to go eat, I eat. It's almost automatic. Um, some people, they eat while waiting for dinner, whether you're cooking dinner or you're just waiting for it. It's an impatience thing. It's like, if I don't eat now, I'll never make it to dinner. I better eat now to make it to dinner. So one for me, one for them. One for me, one for them. And by the time dinner comes, you say, I'm not hungry. But you've already eaten like 3 meals preparing whatever for whoever. And the last one that I want to talk about is believing that it's rude. Rude, wrong, or just not polite not to eat when the food is put in front of you. Someone invites you for dinner. You just eat it because saying no, stop, enough, or I don't like it, or I don't want it, or it's not part of what I'm used to, just feels rude. So you eat it, and then you feel bad. You feel angry at yourself. You put yourself down. So I hope that during this next tapping round that we're going to do, you'll be able to release some of that or those emotions and keep tapping. Sometimes it takes 4, 5, 6 rounds before something happens. And if you need a hand, just give me a call, send me a text or whatever to set up a small appointment. Even if we do one session, there's so much we could do to help you with your weight management goals. And so here we go. Let's start tapping. Starting to tap at the side of the hand, we're going to do one round on the side and then go through all the items that I've mentioned. I do use a lot of humor, so if you don't think I'm funny, that will raise some emotions and that will also help you to clear. So say I'm a jerk, I'm okay. I won't be offended. Start tapping. Even though I want to let go of these cravings, these binge foods. I don't know why I eat out of control. I do have some ideas. I know when it happens, who I'm with. If I make a list, I could probably really figure it out and blame them as opposed to taking responsibility for myself. But I fully and completely love who I am. I forgive myself for the way I've become, the part of me that's eating out of control that I just don't like. And even though some of what he said is true, but that's his crap, it's not mine. Maybe part of it is mine. I'll accept that. But I fully and completely love and accept myself. And even though it's been a struggle, some days it works and then it's right back to the drawing board because nothing's worked for the longest time. But I'm going to just be who I am, do what I do. Maybe I could just tap and maybe this time it will work. So start tapping on top of your head and say, I love buffets. I could eat as much as I want. I've done it a few times. I love eating all that food. Even the stuff I don't like, I don't have to throw it away. I'll just eat it anyways. And I know how I'm going to feel. I'm so mad that they convinced me to go there. I'm so mad I convinced myself to go up there. Because I know that I've had trouble controlling it in the past. Being at the buffet table, all that food, the same thing in 5 different flavors, or maybe 7 different flavors. I could have one of each. And it'd be wrong to go to the buffet without at least looking at the desserts. I could eat maybe one small piece of everything, just a really small piece. And maybe I could eat everything this time. I wonder if I'll cause them to go bankrupt. I always wonder about that. How could they feed me that much without going bankrupt? It's just me against them, me against the world. And I'll show them that I could eat more than they could afford to feed me. It's my way of getting back at the world. And sometimes when I go to my family events, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. Should be grateful. It's Thanksgiving. But they should forgive me, or I should forgive them. I don't know. I'm still mad at them. They always say the same things. They scream, they yell, they accuse me of things. They just won't let go of what happened 30 years ago. It wasn't my fault. I think it was their fault. They could have been better, nicer, greater. But I have to let it go also. I just have to let that part go. And I remember a time when I was invited over. It was at work, or maybe at home, or at a friend's place. And they made all this food. It was free. Yeah, I made something as well. But I wanted to get my money's worth. So I ate too much. I ate too much of that stuff. I don't want to. I don't like it. But I ate too much. And I have to let it go. I have to stop blaming everyone. Letting go of that overindulgence. Because it was just fair that I ate more than I needed. They paid for it. I was going to eat it. I've always thought that way. I think I've always thought that way. Even when I was a kid, I had to eat it all. And the last time I went to this place, there were things I've never tried before. People made desserts. And I wanted to try one of everything. It was potluck. I wanted to try those meatballs. They look good. Maybe I could have had one, but I couldn't just decide I'm going to have a small plate of stuff. I wanted one of everything. And it hasn't been working for me. It just hasn't. I'm going to change. Let it go. Look at myself. Make better decisions. Make newer decisions. Just letting it go. Letting go the guilt, the shame, the belief. Just because they're drinking, just because they're eating, I want to fit in. I don't feel I've ever fit in. Not even into my clothes. I don't fit in very well. And maybe that's why I convince myself to eat, so I don't fit into my clothes, so I don't fit into my environment, trying to fit in, but we know trying is futile. I try to fit in, so when everyone else is eating, drinking, smoking, maybe I just want to fit in. Maybe I'll start smoking next week, because they're all smokers. They're all standing outside laughing, having a good time, happy. I wish I was happy. I want to fit in. I still have those pants from 12 years ago, just in case I fit in. And when I try them, I realize I've never fit in. I don't even know why I keep those things, just as a reminder that I don't fit in. And that's only a belief, which I could let go, if I choose to let go. And sometimes, maybe, while I'm eating or waiting for dinner, and I could have a piece of this, a chunk of that, maybe even have a bowl of potato chips. But that would be too easy to have a bowl of potato chips to tie me over. I'm just going to eat right out of the bag. This way, if I can't count how many chips I've had, I could just be in denial. I could be numb, feel nothing. Because, oh my God, I'm going to pass out if I don't eat something now. There's no appreciation, no joy, no love in preparing that food. just want to fit in, but not really. I'm just numbing myself so that when people look at me at dinner time, I'll say, no, I'm not really hungry. And then I'll call my friend and say, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. I barely eat anything for supper. That's not what the security camera shows me. Yeah, but just a few chips. After another few chips. After a couple cookies. And maybe a bite of this, a bite of that. Trying to find my way. And I've always been a people pleaser. Never wanted to hurt mom's feelings by saying, no, I don't want it, I don't like it. I remember dad getting really upset at me, telling me to go to my room because I said I didn't like it. So I learned to just eat it, shut up, put up. I just wanted to fit in to my own family. But I was told it was wrong not to eat it. And I went many times to my room without supper, not even being able to have snacks because I didn't like it. I told them I didn't like it. I wanted to throw up when I put it in my mouth. But they didn't hear me. They didn't listen to me. And it just wasn't fair. So I just eat. Now, they put it in front of me. I say thank you. Sometimes I eat it, most of it. Just not to say no, not to get in trouble, just to fit in, just so that they like me, maybe. Because how could they send me to my room if they liked me? How could they support me if they liked me? What if they made me something just for me because I liked it better? It didn't happen then. Why would it happen now? So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to clear. I'm going to be gentle on myself. Tap on the gamut point. Say, I am okay. I'm doing my best. I'm actually doing this because I'm ready, wanting, and willing to change. So at least I'll give myself credit for doing my best. At least I'll give myself credit for being caring of myself enough to give this a try. I know there's hope. I've seen people, it's been documented, so many people showing pictures of themselves 40, 50, 80, 100, 120, even 300 pounds heavier. Thank God I'm not that heavy. But if they could do it, there's hope. I'm hopeful now. I'm hopeful because I've seen some patterns that might help me. And so I fully and completely love who I am. I accept who I am. I forgive myself big time because I gained too much weight. And it wasn't anybody else who injected the fat into me. I just ate too much. Didn't move enough. But that was then. I'm doing something about it now. And so I'm okay. I'll be okay every day, better and better in all ways. And take a deep breath. I know that was a really long round of tapping. You could break it up. You could break it into several segments as well, or just take the parts that are applicable to you. Because every client I see is a little different, has a different set of beliefs, circumstances, and issues that they work on. So some words work for them, some don't. But whatever it is, you're on the right path. You're doing really well. You've taken the first step in your weight loss journey. And if you need help, I am here. I am the Mind Alchemist, coming to you from Orangeville, Ontario, where, yeah, people are fat, people are skinny, people are all kinds of different body styles, and yet I choose to love and accept myself just the way I am. I am perfect in the eyes of God, And how much better could it be than being perfect? So once again, my name's Allan, and I am the Mind Alchemist.